Good day and welcome to a fresh, interesting edition of Rising Borno. My name is Dorcas Yakubuzala. Today on the program, we'll be bringing to you what has happened in Borno in the past weeks. Let's get started. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umara Zulum has reassured that no local government will be captured by Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists under his watch. He stated this during a resilient tour in Gwaza local government area where he announced the resettlement of Beta community on Thursday at the Emir of Gwaza Palace. The Emir of Gwaza, Muhammad Mustafa, appreciated the governor's commitment on security and the welfare of his people and appealed for more security personnel in the area. Earlier, Governor Zulum was in Limankara community with a pledge to improve security situation and to prevent displacement of citizens or terrorist attacks. He also visited the College of Nursing in Gwaza and announced plans to commence academic activities before the year runs out. Zulum's administration has established 2 colleges of nursing at Gwaza and Mongunu with the aim of training qualified health personnel to address shortage of manpower in medical centers across the state. The governor revealed that an executive bill is currently before the State House of Assembly to provide legal backing for the institutions. Governor Zulum also inspected ongoing construction of 500 resettlement houses in Wala and Warebe community and donated operational vehicles and motorcycles to the Civilians Joint Task Force to further enhance security surveillance.
I've started fleeing the town. The situation wasn't like this before because from the insurrection of the insurgency to that, there was no time when Limankara was displaced. However, we understood that there is some certain challenges which are not connected to what has happened. We have had a series of consultations with the Nigerian military and have resolved all these issues. And I want to assure the general public that Limankara will be on ground forever, inshallah. All the requirements were met and we have interacted with the community. The community have expressed their anxiety to the government and have relayed them to the military authority, and so far so good. The General Officer Commanding Division 70 has taken necessary steps that will ensure non-occurrence of what has happened before. We are also aware of what has happened in Bita. It's a bitter experience. We have warned the community to desist from collaborating with the insurgents. But most especially, we have also appealed to the Nigerian military that they should be patient with the community because not all the community members were involved in the Dastardly Act. Few of them that have done wrong, the military have dealt with them. And this morning, you have seen the Nigerian military has further reinforced Bita with additional troops, with additional equipment, and very soon the people will go back to Bita. As far as I am concerned, it's Bita, Yemteke, Limankara, and all other communities in Limankara will be on ground. And the time for displacement is over. This is not the right time for displacement. Things have improved, and there's a need for the community to be resilient enough, and there's a need for the army to become resilient also, so that further displacement will not happen. Government of Borno State will also not accept further displacement. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, you also embarked on the assessment visit. What is your assessment so far?
So far, so good this afternoon. We were in the School of Nursing Gotha. We have seen the progress and level of work that has so far been achieved. The contractor has done exceedingly well. And inshallah, the school will be open very soon. A bill to establish School of Nursing Gotha and Monguno was sent to the State House of Assembly, and the bill is receiving attention. And as soon as the State House of Assembly passes the bill, Borno State government will assent to the bill for the establishment of School of Nursing, and it is a sincere hope that the School of Nursing will take effect this year. In addition to this, we have been to the General Hospital, Gotha. It is quite impressive. The renovation works have been completed, and we have seen medical personnel on ground, and we have directed the Chief Medical Director to look into the possibility of recruiting more medical doctors, nurses, and midwives, so that human resources for health should not be an issue in this general hospital, because this general hospital will serve the proposed School of Nursing. Without adequate human resources for health, the School of Nursing will not function effectively, and therefore I've directed the Hospital Management Board to ensure that adequate health personnel are recruited as at when due in order to match with the impending demands of the School of Nursing. Here in Wala, you have seen the level of work as part of our initiative to ensure reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement of the displaced communities. Borno State government, under the Regional Stabilization Facility, has decided to establish another very important town in the political landscape of Gotha local government area. And you have seen the level of work. I must commend all the contractors for a job well done. I want them to continue in this spirit, and inshallah, before the end of September, ongoing works will be completed, and we shall resettle people of Wala and other adjoining communities to this ancient town very soon. I want to bring to the kind notice to the people of Gotha that they should put heads together, bury their differences, forge ahead for the growth and development of Gotha only.
Professor Babagana Umara Zulum was also in Bama local government area and announced to resettle 5,000 displaced people ahead of the 2025 farming season. Governor Zulum disclosed this when he paid homage to the Shehu of Bama, Dr. Umar Ibn Kyari, on Friday. He also said the construction of 1,000 shelters has commenced in each of the communities. The Borno State Governor, Professor Babagana Zulum, has warned that those involved in hoarding, diversion, and illegal sale of fertilizers will be prosecuted. He disclosed this during the official flag-off ceremony and launching of the 2025 wet farming season sales of fertilizers at 50% subsidy for farmers in Borno State. The subsidized fertilizer initiative, according to the governor, is to make the commodity accessible and affordable for farmers to boost agricultural production and provision of other farm inputs at low cost. He directed security agencies to arrest and prosecute anyone found diverting, hoarding, and illegal sale of the fertilizer. He urged security agencies to allow farmers access their farmlands and curtail criminal activities that could affect agricultural activities.
It is also a celebration of our people's resilience, particularly our smallholder farmers, returnees in resettled communities, youth, women, and vulnerable groups whose silent sacrifice sustains our journey of rebuilding Borno back better. Today's occasion marks a milestone in our determination to ensure that every farmer across Borno has access to the vital inputs necessary to return to the land, plant with hope and harvest with dignity. The first component of this involves the subsidized sales of both wet blend and dry blend fertilizers. The wet blend fertilizers, being liquid-based, is less prone to misuse and will be distributed specifically to areas experiencing heightened security threats. Conversely, the dry blend fertilizer, which is granular and more storage friendly, would be delivered to relatively secure locations with the support of the Nigerian military and paramilitary. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have approved the sales of fertilizers at the subsidized rates of 50%. A strategic decision to make them affordable, accessible, and impactful. This decision is anchored in our broad agricultural policy under the Pillar 2 of the 25-year development plan and 10 years strategic transformation initiatives of our administration. Today, we are glad enough the distribution of 75 trucks of fertilizers to the vulnerable population in Borno State, especially the farmers, at a subsidized rate of 50%. In addition to the distribution of fertilizers, we are also providing other agricultural inputs to farmers at no cost. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me also use this platform to speak firmly on the matter of great importance. The security risks associated with fertilizer diversion. We are acutely aware that fertilizers, particularly certain components, can be exploited for illegitimate and criminal uses. And therefore directed all security agencies to be vigilant in the process of the distribution of fertilizers. Any diversion, any person who caught diverting this fertilizer shall be dealt accordingly. JSS, police, and all other security agencies has to be duly informed. We'll deal with them even here if they are not partners. Transport, all fertilizers will be strictly tracked by batches, source and destination. Distribution to sensitive areas will be restricted to wet blends only. Proxy purchases are prohibited. Every recipient must be verified. Community leaders and traditional institutions are strongly taxed with overseeing and ensuring transparency in their localities. Fertilizer movement shall require relevant formal clearance, and all agro dealers in Borno State must be registered, vetted, and monitored. In the same vein, any individual or group caught diverting, holding, or illegally reselling this fertilizer will face the full wrath of the law. To our dedicated security agency, I must commend our patriotism and resilience. However, I now call on you for even greater vigilance and partnership in this regard. Monitor every distribution channel. Escort deliveries where necessary. Deploy intelligence around stocks and entry points. Work closely with Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources.
In addition, through the distribution of massaqua and agrochemicals to over 15,000 Firgi farmers across the 7 producing local government areas, the community has been transformed from zone of displacement to one of recovery and food production, which has resulted to improve household food security, improved market activities, and strengthened social cohesion among returning population. And today, Firgi stands as a model for post-conflict agricultural recovery in Northeast. This clearly shows that when our farmers are supported, they do not just survive, they thrive. Farmers are, in response to these results and in continuation of His Excellency's people-centered agricultural vision, His Excellency has graciously approved another round of pre-input support for this season, which is expected to be launched. These inputs will directly benefit farmers in resettled communities, smallholder farmers, and as well as women and youth. 2. His Excellency's sustained emphasis on dry season farming has brought a paradigm shift to how agriculture is practiced in our dear state. Today, farmers in Damasak, Baga, Gala, Bama, Dikwa, Monguno, Gibi, and other areas are not only returning to their lands, but were introduced to irrigation and seamlessly cultivating all year round. Thank you for the investment in irrigation infrastructure, tube wells, solar and conventional water pumps, solar-powered boreholes, fertilizers, agrochemicals, improved seed, petroleum subsidy, and extension services. These efforts are changing the face of agriculture in our dear state, from rain-dependent to all-year-round production. 3. In the current farming season, mechanization has also seen unprecedented improvement under His Excellency's leadership. The strategic partnership between Bosama and Mecca. Tractors were made available to smallholder and less privileged farmers at a highly subsidized rate of only 50,000 naira per day, compared to the 100,000 naira national average. And this has indeed yielded extraordinary results. Your Excellency, sir, we recognize that this initiative, despite its reduced revenue implication for the government, shows your consistent support for the agricultural sector and your desire to make modern farming tools accessible to the common man and not as luxury for few. 4th, lest we forget the devastating floods of 2024 that ravaged and degraded farmlands, displaced and left many of our farmers without hope and fear of the unknown. In this regard, and in his usual proactive and compassionate manner, His Excellency has swiftly approved the release of 50% counterpart funding, enabling Borno State to become one of the first in the country to enroll its farmers into the Presidential Polar Agricultural Insurance Scheme. This landmark initiative provides comprehensive coverage of climate-induced disasters, including floods, droughts, and pest outbreaks, ensuring that farmers are fully compensated for any verified losses based on level of damage. By shielding farmers from environmental shocks, this scheme does more than offer protection. It restores confidence, promotes early planting, and encouraging bold investment in production in an era of increasing climate unpredictability.
Governor Zulum also inspected the reconstruction work at Alau Dam to visibly assess the level of work. He expressed delight with the contractors for full resumption at the site. He hinted on review of the state master plan to avert possible floods in the future.
The contractors have now fully resumed. We have nothing than to commend the federal government of Nigeria, commend President Buhari, President Tinubu, because he has approved about 80 billion naira for the construction. One is that we want to look at the master plan and then see where distortions are being made with a view to rectifying all anomalies. But the bottom of the matter is that we must to go back to the drawing board and then look at the master plan and ensure that all tributaries, all waterways shall be cleared so as to allow inflow of water to the main canals, main rivers. This is the only way. And then we must impose some certain environmental standards. Yes. It's very painful, but I believe we have no option. It's better for us to safeguard, take some certain measures, early warning measures, rather than to take some remedial measures.
The rehabilitation of Alau Dam is expected to mitigate flood in the state. Governor Zulum also inspected another legacy project, the 400-bed capacity nearly completed ultra-modern Borno State University Teaching Hospital. When completed, it will reduce the trend of medical tourism abroad. The project inspection tour took the governor to the 4,000-capacity International Conference Center, the Borno State University Teaching Hospital, the 2.8-kilometer mega drainage outfall, and the post office flyover, all in Maiduguri, the state capital.
You can see opposite to the State Teaching Hospital is the Kashim Ibrahim University. So the State Teaching Hospital will feed the Kashim Ibrahim Teaching University. That means very soon training will commence in the university. We have admitted students to the university that will undergo medicine and other health-related courses. So by next year, these students will be enrolled into the teaching hospital for their training. So that is the greatest achievements of the teaching hospital. In terms of employment, you can see it will provide employment opportunity to nothing less than 1,000 qualified skilled personnel as at now. While in terms of providing employment opportunities to non-skilled workers, it will amount to nothing less than 2,000 or 3,000. This is a great job, but most especially why we decided to establish this teaching hospital is to ensure that quality and affordable health care delivery system facility is provided to the people of Borno State. You can see health tourism. Many of our indigents are going out to Cairo and others. I believe if we can have a befitting hospital with the state-of-art facilities, people will prefer to go to the state teaching hospital than to Cairo and India. What is there in Cairo and India is nothing but quality manpower, quality equipment, and above all, drugs and other consumables that are needed in the hospital. And I'm ready to provide so. You can see the project is very gigantic, and we believe we shall complete it sooner than later, especially we shall commission it not in less than September or October.
So one of the major challenges of healthcare provision is power. And that kind of project, how do you enhance power?
So far so good. We have procured 5 megawatt solar power facility to power this hospital and other facilities in the industrial park. I don't think that power will be our challenge, but we are equal to the task. And apart from this, about 2 months ago, you have seen the power holding company has commissioned a transmission station beside the University of Maiduguri. So this will also power the teaching hospital as well as the University of Maiduguri Hospital. So the hybrid system will provide the needed energy to service the requirements of the hospital. You can see Maiduguri has swollen up in terms of population. The population of Maiduguri is increasing rapidly in a quick geometrical ratio. So, but the infrastructure available in the town cannot cater for the needs of the population. So what we need is to upgrade the infrastructural facility in terms of road networks. In terms of, you can see these flyovers. Without these flyovers, people cannot even pass the post office in the next 2 years. You can see the flyover that we have done in custom roundabout. It has completely eased the vehicular movement around the custom area. You can see the flyover that we have done in West End and that of Borno Express. All these projects are geared towards freeing vehicular movement around this area. And apart from this, you have seen a number of hospitals that are coming up. Why? Because as the population is increasing, we need to match the population with the infrastructure so that people will not have problems, and that has been the intention of the government. But above all, on assumption of duty, we have said that one of our cardinal objectives is also to embark upon urban renewal program. So all these projects are part of our 25-year development program, 10-year strategic investment program that will ensure urban renewal in some strategic towns and village cities in Borno State. There is a need for the Ministry of Information and the journalists to engage in social reorientation program. I'm ever ready to partner with the journalists. Come up with your own suggestions and recommendations so that I will also engage all the journalists in the state. You can work with the Ministry of Education, Ministry for Information and Internal Security, and above all, Agency for Sustainable Development, Partnership and Humanitarian Coordination under Dr. Mandra. I think it has been clearly spelled out in our 25-year development program that social reorientation is the thing that we need. So without ownership, there will be no sustainability. This is a very good question. I want to assure you that you have to trigger this program, and I will support all of you.
And that makes it to the end of today's episode of Rising Borno. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. See you again next week for a fresh edition. Goodbye.